Hello, my friends. How are we all doing? Welcome back to the live streams. How are we doing? Can you hear me? Can you see me? Hello to the chat. Hi. Hello. I'm excited. I'm excited to be back. We have rotated PDF. We are into the stream zone. We're here. Hello. 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 Can you hear me? Is the music coming in okay? You know the drill by now. Check in with the music volume. Okay, no worries. I'll turn it down. It's a little too loud. Okie dokie. No worries. Thank you very much. Just keep checking in. Because different tracks are different lengths, so... Hello, 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 welcome to Tanisha Basu. This is your first time on the stream. Hi. Thank you very much to Hey Non Anonymous, who says that I look amazing. I finally learned how to do hot girl makeup, basically, which is I learned how to do hot girl eyebrows and overlining on my lips, so awesome. Well, double extra special welcome to you if it's your first time on the live stream. We always like to start by lighting a candle. Tonight's candle scent is 3 kings, essences, and clear quartz. 3 whole kings in here. All 3 of them from the Bible. They melted them down and made them into a soy candle. Here we go. Smells of kings. Hey whale thumbs, welcome to the stream. Abby, are you coming to Brighton Trans Pride? Says Morton is here. No, but I am going to like London Trans Pride tomorrow, so I'll see you there. I also have some chocolate raisins, and I have some wine. Mummy needs some wine because I'm so tired. Before we begin, we like to keep the chat a very, very chill place. We like it to be nice. If anybody super chats me over the course of the stream, then I always do my best to like shout them out. If I miss them, I'm sorry. If you super chat me a question, probably best to keep it short because the chat does tend to run past pretty fast. Other than that, let's just chill out. We're going to talk about the last episode of the show, which was The Hidden Rules of Modern Society. If you watched it early, you might have noticed I changed the name. But yeah. Does it smell of myrrh, says Carlos Serrano. I don't know what myrrh smells of, but I'm gonna have a chocolate raisin. The lighting is provided by the sun, which is a giant nuclear furnace in the sky. So there's not a whole lot I can really do about it. I'll tell you what, I can try turning down my lights a little bit if you want. Let me turn that down too. Also, my camera does its automatic thing. I feel like I don't want to mess with the lights because they're always kind of delicate, so you might just have to be cool with it. There we go. How's that? Better. All right. Why did the video name change, says Lulu Agazi and Teresa Meow. So, yeah, the video was originally just called The Social Contract, and then I changed the name to The Hidden Rules of Modern Society. Basically, it underperformed. YouTube, when you upload a video to YouTube and then you check back after a couple of days, oh wow, thank you so much, says Guerrero. I honestly can't remember where I got this shirt. I could check the label, but I'd have to take it off first, but thank you. I don't remember. But yeah, so YouTube tells you how your video performed relative to the last 10 that you uploaded, and after a few days, it was like languishing at number 9, and I was like, oh. And then I watched a video by Veritasium, when he talks about how he prepares like multiple thumbnails and titles in case a video underperforms. And I was like, you know what? I don't have to be embarrassed. Veritasium doesn't get it right every time. Even Mr. Beast doesn't get it right every time. First time every time. I shouldn't like feel embarrassed about changing the title and the thumbnail if that's what gets the video clicks and like if that's what makes it do well. So that's what I did. I changed the title and the thumbnail. I went from number 9 to number 2. And it's like, boom, it's performed really well. So expect to see more of that in future. I've decided I might start taking the kind of business side of YouTube a little bit more seriously. I've been inspired by going to VidCon, which we'll talk about later on the show. But I thought I would take the business side of it just a little bit more seriously. I think by the end of the year, I want to hire like a social media team to help me with. I want to get like TikTok and Instagram like up and running to advertise the show. but I don't have time to like learn new platforms and master them, and to like struggle along and like, you know, do a little bit of it. Thank you so much, Dave Devon. So I think I might hire like some social media people to help me get on TikTok and Instagram by the end of the year. After the play. Not before. We'll talk about the play later as well. Jazzy B says nothing wrong with playing the game. Yeah, like the title is still accurate. It still tells you what is in the video, but it's just like you change the packaging. The content is the same. The content is the same on Philosophy Tube, you know, but the packaging might be different. Thank you very much, Quid Zuyop. Women can be hanged, but they cannot be hung. That was my joke. Well, I'll try not to eat on the microphone. Thank you. Yeah, I could change some of the old names and stuff. I don't want to mislead people though and make them think I've re-uploaded. You know? I might not go back over the old ones. Sorry, I will do my best not to eat on the mic. I know that some people don't like that. I'm just so excited because I've got some chocolate finally. Oh God, I've had such a week. I've had such like a 2 week. 2 weeks. I've had such a fortnight. So I went to VidCon and I got back, and then immediately the next day I was into workshops for the Prince, like bam, bam, bam. 3 days of workshops. And then like working this week, for last 4 days in a row, I've had a voiceover job. I've been doing an audiobook all this week, which has been loads of fun. I can't tell you much about it, but it was really good. And so I'm just exhausted. And then tomorrow's Trans Pride, so I'm going to go and march in that. If you see me at Trans Pride, then feel free to come over and say hello. That would be nice. Yeah. Oh, and congratulations to Theo, who is currently recovering from top surgery. Awesome. Congratulations. That's awesome. So, shall we dive right in? Shall we talk about the last video? I think we shall. The last video was called The Hidden Rules of Modern Society, or The Social Contract, as it was originally called, and as it still says on the title card. Don't tell anyone. And it was about social contract theory. We talked a little bit about the radical feminism of Carol Pateman, and then we also talked about critical race theory, although I didn't explicitly forefront that that's what it was, but that in the third part, that was what we thought about. So yeah. Molly says, centre part, have you ever thought about getting bangs? I have thought about it, and I do know some other trans girls who do look good with the bangs. However, I need to keep my hair more or less, well, I audition for a lot of period dramas, so I can't really get bangs because then you can't do period dramas. Like, my hair can be very, you can do a lot of period looks with this hair, whereas if I have bangs, you can't really do that. They'd have to wig me up, so. Yeah, so we did a little bit of Charles Mills, which was kind of like critical race theory before critical race theory, like CRT drew on Mills's philosophy a little bit. So yeah. It was good. I really enjoyed it. I thought the video turned out really well. So long-time viewers of the show will know that I have my 3 criteria for judging a video. The first one was it made from curiosity, not ambition? And yes, I think it was. I really wanted to do a video on social contract theory. It was quite technical and it came out quite technical. But I was pleased. I was like, this is going to be a good challenge. How can I take this quite technical bit of philosophy and make it interesting? And really the big hit for me was reading about the Detroit water crisis and the Detroit foreclosure crisis. And I was like, I like to sometimes say, does my video have a story? Is there a story in it that provides a nice through line and keeps you going? And then when I read about the Detroit crises, I was like, okay, that's how we make it relevant. Or not relevant, but that's how we make it content rather than a lecture, right? So was it made from curiosity, not ambition? Yes. Is it my unique creative vision? Yes, I think it is. I don't think there's many other YouTubers who will do you a lecture about social contract theory whilst dressed as the devil. I don't think there's not that many. And I really enjoyed the character of Trixie Mephistopheles. Originally it was just a costume, but then I was like, no, we can make this into a fun, recurring thing about how she's a demon. And the Eve stuff turned out so well. I didn't quite know that I wanted it to be Eve, as in Adam and Eve, until quite late in the game. Originally I was like, I want something in white and lace and flowers, something feminine, something bridal. And then I was like, Okay, it's Eve. That's what I really want. So that turned out really well. Definitely my unique creative vision. And the last one is, was it made out of compassion for myself and others? And yes, I think it is. I don't think I was like uncompassionate to anyone. The Detroit framing made it much easier to follow, says Nye. Good. I'm really glad. Thank you. That's what I was going for. TB Skyan says, what's the thing in your hair? Do you mean for this bit when I'm dressed as Eve? Let me see if I can jump in closer and show you. This? So it's an odd face. So I wanted some flowers in my hair, and I spoke to my stylist, Brian, and I said, Brian, I want flowers in my hair. So he got me a quote for a flower crown, which was like 120 pounds. You know, like a crown made of fresh flowers, like for a bride, for a wedding. He was like 120 pounds. And I was like, nah, I ain't doing that. So I think those flowers actually literally came from a petrol station on the morning. They were like £3. And I was like, and then Nikki, the makeup artist, just put them in my hair, just kind of gently put them in. And that was it. It cost us like £3. So thrift. I'm thrifty with my patrons' money. I don't like to waste it, so. They weren't painful at all to take out of my hair, Sama Abdullah. Just popped them right out. Thank you so much, Objective Subjectivity, for that super chat. My girlfriend wanted to visit the UK for her birthday, but we had to postpone the trip. Silver linings, I managed to grab front row tickets for the Prince. Ah, awesome, I'll see you there. Oh my gosh, I'm so excited for that. We'll talk about the Prince later. We'll talk about it later. Don't worry, we'll get to that. And by the way, if you want tickets, there's still some. We've sold like 2/3 of them. So yeah, overall I was pretty pleased with this video. It going from number 9 to number 2 was really nice. It also, I think, reached a lot of new people, like people who didn't know the show all that well, just judging by the comments. The downside of that was that transphobia watch, there was a lot more transphobia this time than last time because I think I reached a new audience. But you know, I have fun scrolling through the comments and just banning all the transphobes, which is good. So that was good. That said, we have some lovely comments from people, some constructive criticisms, which we also like to go through on these streams. So why don't we take a scooch down here to the fan art section, and I'm going to change sides. Boo! I'm over here now. So we had some cool comments from this person, Delzy UI, and underneath them, Adam Faulkner. So you might remember that in this section of the video, the Eve stuff, we talked a little bit about Carol Pateman's critique of marriage. And Pateman says that marriage would be obsolete without patriarchy, that if you just reformed marriage completely, took all the patriarchal stuff out of it, it would just be a contract for like sexual exclusivity or cohabitation. And what these commenters pointed out was that Pateman does not consider any of the religious dimensions of marriage. So Delzy UI says marriage wouldn't be obsolete without patriarchy because it's about showing your love to God. That's a really, really interesting perspective. It's not one that either I or Pateman really considered. There is, of course, a lot of patriarchy in religion, but I think you've raised a really good point here. That's a really nice note, and I'm really glad that you've added it in, because something that I'm always kind of trying to work on, and something that we've identified on these post-mortem streams before as like a weakness of Philosophy Tube, is that I have like a complete blind spot for religion, because I'm not a religious person like at all, and it's like so far removed from like how I live my life, and I don't like know any religious people. It's something that I just like fundamentally don't get it, and so I often overlook it. So I'm really, really glad that these commenters brought this up, and it's something that I've been like trying to work on. I hope that you've noticed that sometimes in videos, like in the transhumanism one, I specifically brought up like religious critiques of transhumanism, because I was like, okay, I want to like bring this in, because I'm aware that like for most human beings on Earth, they have a faith, and I'm like, okay, I don't, but I kind of have to like, I feel like as an educator I should, you know what I mean? So that's the idea. Wow, thank you so much, Jake Smith. Just interviewed for my first job and I got it as an out non-binary person. Well done. Hey, that's awesome. Congratulations on the job and on the coming out. And thank you to Hey Non Anonymous as well. I don't know what that currency is that you've just super chatted me, but you've given 150 of it, 150 fuzzlers. I don't know whether that's enough to buy me an ice cream or a house, so I don't know how, you know? Oh, of course, I do know, you're right, you're quite right, says Nai. I do have some religious friends. I guess what I mean to say is, I don't talk about religion with my religious friends. Like, it's not like something that we chat about often. But you're quite right. Yes, I do have like Muslim friends. You are quite correct. And I suppose I have some Christian friends as well. But we just don't talk about it. So yeah, that's my blind spot. Yeah, really glad that those commenters brought that up. You will also remember, I think, and this was very interesting. You will remember that in this part of the video, I talked about a man who came up to me in St. James's Park, and was like, you know, trying it on. Thank you very much to Chris Godwin, who's got a run for that super chat, and thank you to Thomas M. Creamer, cool name. Is there any philosophy on neurodivergent perspectives? I imagine there probably is. If there is, I haven't read it yet, but I haven't read most philosophy, so we'll get there. So yeah, you'll remember that in this part of the video, I talked about a guy who came up to me in St. James's Park and was like, you know, hitting on me and harassing me, I guess, like not in a super serious way, but unfortunately there were a lot of people in the comments who were defending that man and sympathizing with him, which I expected, but was still quite disturbing to see. Thank you very much, Tanisha Basu. Just a second, I'm pruning the chat here. Sorry, but no, you don't get to come in the chat and make fun of my friends, I'm afraid. Goodbye, you can never comment on the channel again. So yes, a lot of people defended that man, which was kind of upsetting. Thank you very much to Alex Obery, who misses the sprawling nature of my older content. Sprawling? I've gotten better at writing scripts, but thank you very much for watching anyway, I appreciate it. So there were a few arguments I want to make. A lot of people said, well, that man in the park probably didn't intend to control you. The way, like, so you'll remember that Patron talks about the hidden sexual contract, which is that women exist for men, and that men act in such a way that they feel entitled to control women's bodies. And a lot of people said, well, he probably didn't intend to control you, which was interesting because I never mentioned intent, and neither does Patron, and neither does Mills. Intent, what that man intended was simply never mentioned. So that was very interesting that people were like, well, it's fine because he didn't mean it. And I'm like, well, is it? Interesting that people brought that up. There was somebody on Twitter who said that men, quote, need to approach women, and that by kind of brushing that man in the park off, I was depriving him of what he needed. And furthermore, he said that I told that story in order to boast about being found attractive by a man. As a lesbian, I don't particularly care whether men find me attractive. It's not really relevant to me. So scratch that one. It's just very, very interesting that you said men need to approach women. I'm like, really? That kind of proves Pateman's point, right? Which is that society is set up such that men get what they, quote, need from women. The idea that women need privacy or security or things like that just kind of didn't enter this guy's mind, which is interesting. Miss Lethal, thank you very much for that super chat. That's kind of you. Some people said, and this was really fascinating, some people said that the park is an inherently social place, and therefore I should expect to be approached by strange men and harassed. I thought that was really interesting because what the people saying that have done is they have taken the hidden rules of the sexual contract and they have like transferred it onto the apparent rules of the park, which are like ironclad, and everyone knows the rules of the, the rules of the park, which everyone knows and are explicitly stated, and say that men can just approach random women and harass us. Like, yeah, that's fine. So that was a really, really interesting bit of like transference where they're like, well, no, the sexual contract doesn't exist. However, there is a hidden rule of the park, which is that men can just hit on you and just like be creepy, which was cool. There were some people who said that, well, how are men supposed to meet women? Some of them said this aggressively, and some of them said it in kind of like I am just like genuinely asking, like, how are men supposed to approach women? And again, I thought that was an interesting illustration of Pateman's point, which is that like Pateman said that society is set up such that women are for men. So the fact that these people like expected me to solve that problem was very interesting. The fact that they were just like, yeah, like, well, you need to fix this then. And I was like, I don't need to. I'm a lesbian. I don't really give a shit where you meet women. Like, as long as I know where I can meet women, like, which is in lesbian spaces, then I'm cool. Like, I guess, like, figure it out, bro. Like, go on dating apps, which I realize is hard because I've done it. And it's not ideal. I know how hard it is to meet women. Like, you know. However, it's kind of not really my deal. And it was just interesting that they wanted me to solve that for them. And I'm like, I don't know, man. Like, go figure it out. Let me know. Some people said that they would need to hear more details about the story before they could consider what the man did to me, harassment. That was really, really interesting because Pateman actually explicitly discusses that. Pateman says that, like, if I went to say, oh, I just went to the cinema and I saw Doctor Strange 2 and I really liked it, you'd be like, oh, okay, cool. Like, what did you like about it? Or like, no, you would trust me, you would believe me. If I said, oh, I went to the shops and like, I bought a bag of cookies, you'd be like, oh, cool. But if a woman tells you, hey, a man just did something inappropriate to me, then people are like, whoa, I need to break out the polygraph machine. I need to like do some tests. I need to break out my measurements. It's like, when women talk about our experiences of the sexual contract, there is, exactly as Mills described, this kind of epistemic block, which was, again, really interesting. In fact, all of these responses really demonstrated the epistemological block that we discussed in section 3 of the video, where part of what the sexual contract and the racial contract does is it blocks men from really understanding what's happening. It's kind of, in a way, Pateman says they're also like kind of victims of it, because it's like, and Mills says this too. Mills has this quote, I'm paraphrasing, where he's like, white people are generally incapable of understanding the world that they themselves have created. And it's like, yeah, these people all demonstrated that problem quite nicely. So yeah, there we go. That's the tea, sis. Sorry. Julia Serrano has a great chapter in her new book, Sexed Up, about the way that men have like phantom invitations. They think that women doing things is an invitation to be spoken to, or like I was sitting alone reading a book and that guy, I guess, must have viewed that as an invitation to come and sit next to me. And I'm like, I did not invite you. Like, or as the chat is saying, like, what are you wearing? Like, what were you wearing? What did you do to set him off? Like, there's this idea that men, that like we have to cater to men's phantom invitations, which is, yeah, I'm like, that's in your head. That's in your head, bro. Leave me alone. I'm gay. Oh yeah, this was a really, really good comment. Oh, thank you very much, Karina Freeman. Yeah, the quality of the comments on this video was like, I mean, there was some garbage ones, but there were also some really good ones. So, Cliff Robinson. This is really interesting. I wish I'd thought of this because it's so good. Cliff Robinson said that when the social contract theory was developed, it was developed to try and justify like rebellion. Like we talked about, you'll remember we talked about John Locke in this section of the video, and how John Locke was a supporter of the Glorious Revolution. And Cliff Robinson pointed out that when the social contract theory was made, it was used to justify rebellion against authority. But these days, it's more likely to be used to encourage compliance. They talked about how in New Zealand, the government appealed to the idea of the social contract to get people to go along with like vaccine mandates and mask mandates and so on. That's a really, really brilliant insight. I'm really, really glad that you spotted that, Cliff Robinson. I wish I'd put it in the video. I wish I'd thought of that, because it's a really nice little, yeah, well done. Just, eye on the detail. It's really good. And Nuff One's, great name. Nuff Ones said it was a shame that we didn't talk about John Rawls. Yes, that's true. I do feel you there. It was kind of a timing thing. The research phase for this video was really long, and I had to read a lot of stuff. A lot of stuff for this video. And if I'd had to read and get to grips with Rawls as well, the video, like, we'd still be waiting for the video to come out. So, yes, yeah, Rawls. I wish I had time to go into Rawls. It would have added a whole other section to the video. Maybe someday I'll do a video on Rawls, and we'll chat about that. But Mothvamp. This was a really good comment. Mothvamp said that trans men are very aware of the epistemological block that their cis brothers have, and of the sexual contract because of their pre-transition experiences. Yes, that is an extremely good point. The fact that I didn't bring that up is another example of my own epistemological blind spots. So again, thank you very much, Mothvamp. Like the quality of the constructive criticism, I think, is so good. It reminds me of that XKCD comic where they're trying to develop an algorithm that filters out all unhelpful criticism, and so you just get helpful criticism. And that's really good. I feel like I quite carefully curate my comment section such that I get good feedback from people. So thank you very, very much. Thank you. Those are the comments we're going to look at. The next section of the video, of the stream rather, I want to talk a little bit more about the bibliography, because I know that people like it when I go into depth on the books that we talk about. So let me see if I can do a little scrolly scroll. Yes, I can. I can do it as long as I don't move. Yeah, that's fine. Is that all going to be good? That's all going to be okay? Yeah, it is. Yeah, cool. Just double checking that's going to work. Okie dokie. Here we go. Boo! Here you can see a little bit of it. Oh, I can make that bigger. Ding! There you go. You can see a bit better. You can see HPOM over there. Nice. So let me try and cast my mind back and remember where I started on this bibliography. I think I started actually with Stacey Clifford Simplican's book, The Capacity Contract, which I didn't end up mentioning in the video, but was a criticism of social contract theory, and I think it was a C also in the end. But from that I was referred to Pateman and Mills, because Simplican says that her work was very much based on Pateman. So I was like, okay, I need to read Pateman's book, The Sexual Contract. That's where this all critical contract theory really started. So I went back and I read that in quite close detail, and I enjoyed it. And then I read some of Pateman's other works. You can see here at the bottom her article, Participatory Democracy Revisited, just to kind of clarify some of the thoughts that she mentioned. Then I moved on to Mills. I have an anthology of Mills's essays, so I read quite a few of those. You can see down here in his book Blackness Visible, and I read an interview between both of them where they do a back and forth and they criticize each other's ideas. That was really cool. And then I read Charles Mills's book The Racial Contract. So that was kind of sections 2 and 3 of the video, more or less like locked. And then I was trying to cast around for the story of how I was going to put this video together, and I stumbled upon it wasn't Bernadette Atuahene's article first, but I did read that one on predatory cities and Detroit and the water crisis. Who was the other scholar whose whose article I read? Where are they? Oh yeah, Marissa Jackson Sow, that was it. Applying contract theory to the Detroit water shutoffs. That one was really, really, really helpful. So I read all about that. And then I also I just did like a Google for like social contract in the news, and I found quite a lot of letters and like articles from all over the world, from like different newspapers and magazines and trade publications actually, about this concept of the social contract. So I think I found one from like I found one from Sri Lanka by a CEO. Let me see if I can find some here. Oh yeah, here's one from Financial Mail. How to repair the social contract. This was from like a business guy. He was talking about that. There was this one from the Sunday Observer, time to rewrite the social contract. I read a few, one of the people on this list is, oh yeah, this is it, Manus Shafiq. She, I think, is a senior person at, is it the LSE, the London School of Economics, or is it UCL? But anyway, she wrote a couple, one for the International Monetary Fund. I basically found a lot of finance people about, like, talking about the social contract, which was cool. Yeah, that was interesting. Oh, this one, Ryu Spaeth, America's social contract is broken. Jennifer Tesha, it's time for a new social contract with America's workers. I read a lot of like business people talking about the social contract. And then of course the classic texts, you know, your John Locke's, your Jean-Jacques Rousseau's. I read Rousseau on a train, The Discourse on Inequality and the Social Contract. That was, it was a long train ride, that one. Very hot. It was a hot day, I remember. But I read Rousseau. A little bit of David Hume. I think there's some Hume in there. Yep, David Hume is of the original contract. Some, not all of Thomas Hobbes' The Leviathan, but a few sections from it. And Robert Filmer's Patriarcha too. So yeah, then it was the classics, and then I kind of settled on the structure. So that's how it all came together. It's good. You need to write your own book, says Tanisha Basu. You sound like my agent. I had a meeting with a literary agent a couple of weeks ago, and she was like, do you think you might write a book? And I was like, maybe someday, but I'm kind of busy right now. I like writing essays. I've written a play though, which is going to be published. I don't think I was allowed to say that. Forget I said that. But you will be able to buy a copy of the play. We'll talk about the play later. But first, save your play questions. First, I have some questions from my patrons. So, long-time viewers of the streams will know that if you are a patron of mine to a certain level, you can ask me a question and I will answer it on the stream. So Archivet asks, what does one do about evil? And in particular, they are concerned with like the scale of evil. So like, to an ant, pouring water down an anthill is evil. But we are so much bigger than them, it barely registers. It's like killing bacteria. So how would we object if there was something bigger than us that was doing the same thing? And I guess the difference between us and the ants is that we would probably object on the grounds that we are intelligent. However, if there was a bigger intelligence, it might not acknowledge our intelligence in the same way. It might be like, well, you know, it might be to us as we are to ants. So it might not understand us, and yeah, we might not really be able to make ourselves understood to it. So I guess we can console ourselves with the idea that that's probably not going to happen. At least I hope not. However, speaking of kind of crazy sci-fi scenarios, LH, my patron, asks, what do I think is the best genre for communicating philosophical ideas or questions? Like, is it sci-fi? Is it fantasy? Is it romance? I'm tempted to say sci-fi, but I think that is my modern bias. My dramaturge has described my play as Elizabethan sci-fi, which I think is a fun one. He's like, yeah, you've kind of invented your own genre here. And I was like, cool. So that's fun. Hi, Mega Muffin, thank you. That's kind of you. So yeah, I'm tempted to say sci-fi because that kind of gives us a lot of outlandish scenarios. Margaret Cavendish, philosopher from the Northeast, invented sci-fi. People say it was Mary Shelley, but it wasn't. There you go, fun fact. Margaret Cavendish's novel, The Burning World, I think? Yeah, The Burning World came well before Frankenstein, so there you go. There you go, sci-fi invented in the Northeast, baby! Ho! So, that's the last video that I made. I'm pretty happy about it. I think the next one's going to be about art. Not quite sure what yet. Still working on it. I think I'm planning out some of the looks, so that's nice. But yeah. So before we move on to the fan art, I thought we would take some time, lower the pace a little bit, turn up the music, because it's got some sexy music going. Oh yeah. Have a little bit of wine, because oh my god. Blazing World, thank you. Blazing Saddles. Oi. Mummy needs some wine. So why don't we hang out? I'll talk to the chat for a little bit. So send in your questions to the chat. And I'll tell you a little bit about the play and about VidCon. Because the reason this stream is late, by the way, is because I was in LA, I was in Los Angeles. I usually like to do these streams about a week after the video comes out. But I was in Los Angeles, so I couldn't for VidCon. Oof. I haven't been able to have a drink all week because I've been doing this voiceover gig and alcohol affects your voice. So. Oh my god, Diana America Rivera. Did you mean to super chat me that much? That's a lot of money. Wow. 5 times investment. Diana, thank you. Okay, let me pack this question from Diana. Is any advice for women cis and trans feeling exhausted by the constant assault on our bodily autonomy rights? I feel the same way. As a trans woman living in the UK, where we have difficulty with that sort of thing. I have been heartened by how much, I need to be careful what I talk about here, but the trans community does help each other get around some of the restrictions in the UK. I have been heartened, at least, by the degree to which we have solidarity with each other and have been able to help each other, even when times are hard. Probably can't say a whole much more than that, but yeah. Yeah, that's probably about all I can say. But I'm not entirely hopeless. I realise that a great deal of that optimism is privilege. But yeah, there is mutual aid and people do help each other. And at the very least, so I was chatting to a friend of mine recently who was talking about how revolutionary movements, or in fascism's case, counter-revolutionary movements, like to try and establish control of reproduction so that society can be reproduced in the image that they want. And it seems to me that the current fascist push for reproductive control kind of isn't really going to work. They want to sort of reproduce this kind of white Christian society, and it's like that's kind of not the genie's out of the bottle now, really. It's a backlash precisely because it feels like it's doomed to fail, and they might take a lot of people down with them, but long term, I don't think that the human race is going to be living under Christian theocracy forever, even if some countries have to for a while. I'm just like, I don't think this is going to be the end of the human species. I don't think that when the last human dies, they will do it under Christian theocracy. I'm just like, I just don't see it happening. So that's just my opinion as one babe to another. But yeah. What was I talking about? Was there any thematic connection to the first Jordan Peterson video, says Aria. No, not really. I just wanted to reuse the wings because I've still got them and they're expensive, so. But yeah, VidCon. VidCon was nice in LA. It's been 3 years since I've been to VidCon. And it was tiring. Very tiring. I made some new friends, which was nice. I got to hang out with Tia from Strange Eons, who I've wanted to meet for years. She's lovely. I got to hang out with her backstage, which was really cool. I was like kind of starstruck getting to meet Tia from Strange Eons, but we hung out. It was really nice. Who else? Oh, I got to meet Kat Black finally. I've never met Kat in person before. We met very briefly at a party. That was good. I went to some nice parties. It was cool. And I saw some old friends. I saw some old friends who I've not seen in quite a while. As in like who I've not seen in quite a while. Which was cool. Like, it was cool to see people and be in the right gender. It was interesting for most old friends. Not a big deal. It's just like, yeah, cool, whatever. No change at all. Most old friends. I did bump into one old friend who I haven't seen or spoken to in a long time, and didn't always go so well. But yeah, mostly it was cool. Mostly I had a great time. And I went to Venice Beach, which was awesome. That's the place to hang out in LA when you go to Venice. I just had an awesome time. Yeah. So that was VidCon. I came away inspired at VidCon. I was like, oh, I can like take TikTok seriously and like hire a social media team. And I hung out with a magician randomly in a bar who I just kind of met. He was like, oh my God, you gotta get on TikTok. And there was also one really funny moment where I was queuing for lunch behind someone I didn't know, who evidently was a YouTuber. And some dude came up to him and just went, oh my God, bro, I watch your content. And they did this like massive high five. And I was like, oh, that's so fun. Americans, they're just so like, so that was cool. Yeah. Tormuz says, I've been binging Kill James Bond. Have you considered reviewing the Austin Powers movies? No, we've explicitly ruled that out because one of them has a transphobic joke in. So, yeah. Yes, Strange Eons and Philosophy know each other now. But yes, we won't do Austin Powers. Juan Smolkin says, do you think we'll be able to leave theocracy behind without a similar replacement? I mean, you're kind of assuming that the Christian theocracy will like come and successfully establish itself, like we'll go full Handmaid's Tale, which is like you've kind of already been a bit black-pilled there. I don't know. I feel like I can't predict the future as much as it would be comforting if I could, maybe. Yeah, sorry. But yeah. Oh, thank you much. Thank you much so, Celestine. Thank you so much, Celestine. I fell into some extra money recently and I've never contributed to the channel. Your videos have taught me a lot, so I want to send you $50 to you and 50 goes to a cause of your choice. First thing that came into my head, the Alzheimer's Society. It's a cause that's important to my heart. If you wanted to donate to them, that would be nice. Although perhaps an abortion fund might be more apropos at the moment, depending on what country you're in. I'll leave it to you. And Nick Bensema says, oh my God, is that a strike? Yeah, that's fun. Are you excited that Doctor Who has cast a trans woman as the next companion, says Carla Serrano. Yes, we were all very pleased for Yasmin. Me and the five other trans actresses in the UK who all know each other. We're all like, oh my God, did you see the Yasmin guy? Yeah, that's fun. Yeah, like me and Mary and Joni and Jeanette and Paris. We're all just like, what? That's cool. That's cool. Yeah. So yeah, VidCon was good. Mixed bag. Some amazing things and some like painful things, but that's the nature of the beast, I'm afraid. We love wine. It's nice. Can't drink when you're doing a voiceover job, so nice to finally on a Friday night have a... Well, we don't have a group chat. The trans actors in the UK, we don't have a group chat, but we know each other. I know quite a few because let's talk about the play. I know quite a few trans actresses because there's 3 of us in my play. I won't say who just yet, but there are 3 trans women, 3 parts for trans women in my play, but there's a cast of 8. And 3 of us are trans women. So yeah, I'm like written as trans women as well. So you have to cast trans women. We've got to play on, which I love. So that's a lot of fun. There's so many things that I'm excited about the play, and I'm like, some of which I can say and some of which I can't. I want to just tell you everything, but I have to be quite careful that I don't say too much because there's some things that we're not ready to announce yet. But let me take you to the poster zone just to remind you, in case you needed a reminder, that I have written a play, and it is called The Prince, and it is going to be on in London in September. It's yeah, I'm so excited. It's so much fun. It's so good. Yeah, it's gonna be amazing. Again, I'm like struggling with what I can tell you and what I can't. But we workshopped version 6 of the script, and over the next couple of weeks I'm going to write the final version. It's going to be published as a playtext, so you'll be able to see it. Will it be shown online, says the other Ted? Yes, it will. And if you scroll down to it's going to be on Nebula, and if you scroll down and you click this link right here, Nebula plus Curiosity Stream, if you sign up for Curiosity Stream, you get Nebula included for free. And Curiosity, like that double bundle, $15 a year, which is like, compared to like your Netflix or your HBO Max, is like, yeah, crazy value. It's like so good. So if you sign up using my little link, then yes, you'll be able to see it. You'll be able to see the play on Nebula, and also you'll be able to see the behind the scenes documentary about the making of it on Curiosity Stream, which will be unbelievable. Yeah, I think we've sold almost 2/3 of the tickets, which is amazing. Like usually when a show in London opens, like on opening night, you've sold about 10-20% of the tickets. The fact that we've sold almost 2/3 of them already is like amazing for a theatre show. Unbelievable. So yeah, if you can come and see the play, please do buy a ticket. There's a link in the description of the last video that I made, Hidden Rules of Modern Society. Yeah, if you can come and see it. So excited for the play. I'm coming on closing night and it's my birthday and I've never been to London before, says Lou Malnati. Oh my god, fantastic. That'll be so good. Yeah. I am so revved. Like, I can tell you that it has sword fighting. I can tell you that it has lesbianism. I can tell you that it has some Shakespeare in because it weaves in and out of Shakespeare. What else can I tell you? I've now met all but one of the cast members because I didn't cast it. Like, there's a whole team of like 40 odd people who are bringing this to life, and like set designers and like sound designers and voice coaches and like, yeah, the whole real thing, like 8 shows a week, like, yeah, the full shebang. It's going to be unbelievable. Rehearsals haven't started yet. Rehearsals start in August. I've met all but one of the cast members and everyone is so good. Like, yeah, some of the people we've got in, and like people of all different generations, and like cis people, trans people, like men, women, it's like, and like non-binary actors as well. Like, it is. When will it go on Nebula? I don't know. That's not within my control. It's being filmed by a professional like play filming company who will then edit it, and it will be delivered when it's ready. I'm afraid I can't tell you that because I'm not making that. There's a lot of questions about the play that I probably won't be able to answer because it's like not my department. So people are like, how long is it? And I'm like, I don't know. We won't know until the dress rehearsal how long it is. But yeah, it's not going to be like 9 hours. Don't worry. Yeah, it's going to be pretty amazing. The real question is there lesbian sword fighting? All the sword fighting I do is lesbian sword fighting. Are there any days with captions, says Ghost? I don't want to promise yes, because again, that's not within my control. However, I can say that I believe some of the people on the team are working on that and want to do it. People have said to me that they want to do that, and I'm open to that. I'd like that to happen. Obviously the recording will, I assume, have subtitles. I don't want to promise anything there, but I think it's definitely something that some people on the team have an eye on. thank you so much to Karina Freeman, who said that they love the behind the scenes stuff on Nebula. Yeah. It's good. It's gonna be good. Yeah, I'm so excited about the play. Does the dialogue read like Shakespeare? I don't want to spoil it. You'll see. Should you practice reading Shakespeare before you go? No, I don't think so. I don't think you'll need to. I don't think you'll need to do that. When it's delivered clearly, you won't need it. Who's your favourite Hamlet, says Nell Pepper. Of the ones I've seen, David Tennant. And I'm not going to give you any spoilers. I've never seen Jeanette Lillish's Hamlet, but I heard she was amazing. So. Will there be a post-mortem stream on the play, says Quint Wolf? I don't know. Probably not. But yeah. If you've got any more play questions, why don't we make this the play zone? Oh, there are some dates that specifically say they're captioned. Cool. That's good to know. Again, because there's a team of almost like 50 people working on this, people keep coming to me and being like, hey, we're doing this. And I'm like, cool, okay, who are you? Like, it's because it's gotten so big. Like, I'm used to doing Philosophy Tube where it's like me and like one other person or like 2 or 3 other people, but all the creative stuff is me. But now it's like the whole team of people and like the theatre yeah. Also, I want to say I wanted to be able to give patrons of Philosophy Tube discount tickets. I asked for that. Unfortunately, that's not within my control. That's something that has to be contractually negotiated with the venue. So I'm sorry about that. It's something I wanted to do, but yeah. Can you tell us the name of your character? No. How many people are involved in the play? In the cast, 8. In the crew, I think we're up to like 40 something. Is David Tennant in it? I'm not going to tell you who's in the cast, apart from me. No, I did not have to audition for my own play. No, I wrote my role. I wrote all the roles, but I wrote my role for me. Oh, I like this song. House of Wonder. So yeah, if you don't already have your tickets, get them. It's gonna be good. Do you think it's likely that you'll take it out of London, says Maze Memes and Other Things? That is not within my control. Basically, that depends on us being able to attract investors for another run. If we got investors, then yeah. Yeah, if investors came along, which kind of depends on like, you know, does it turn a profit and does it get good reviews? Do the audience like buy tickets, you know, in good numbers? Can be good numbers, Jimmy. So yeah, we haven't done the fan art yet. Don't worry, we'll get to it in a minute. We'll get to it after Play Zone, after the Play Zone. But yeah. I can't say anything about potential plans to take it elsewhere. What is the play about? It's about a bunch of characters in a Shakespeare play who start to realise they're stuck in a play. That's all I can say for now. Did you self-insert yourself into your role? No, not really. The play is not autobiographical. I'm in it. I play a trans woman, but yeah, don't be seeing that. It's like a whole. Yeah, you'll see. We will do fan art. Don't worry. Can you tell us who isn't in it? Everyone everyone apart from the people who are. I noticed you managed to get a choker for the poster, says Spring Meadow. Yep, that was my contribution. We had a design meeting, us and the marketing team and the design team. And I said, I want to get a choker in there. So yeah. Yeah. How many times did he rewrite the script? We just workshopped version 6, and in the next couple of weeks, I'm going to write version 7, which will probably be the one that we rehearse with. Thank you, Ekavu, for that super chat. Is the Southwark Playhouse eligible for an Olivier Award? I don't know. I haven't considered that. I don't think. No, it has nothing to do with Machiavelli. Okie dokie. Are those all Play Zone questions? Do people want to see some fan art? Oh man, I love this song. So yeah, buy tickets to see the play, please. Come see it. It's gonna be off the chain. I'm so excited. There's so many things. I want to talk about, but I can't. I'm so excited. It's gonna be so good. It's like some of these actors we've got are so good. And I'm like, God, I need to raise my game. Cause like, I'm like gonna be acting across from these people. I'm like, I've gotta get good. I've gotta get good. If the play was a shoe, what kind of shoe would it be and why? It would be a big, tall leather boot, like an like an Elizabethan boot, but with a heel. Did you try and select people from marginalized backgrounds for the cast? I didn't cast it. I wasn't even at most of the auditions. It was the director and the producers who cast it. I can't tell you like loads of stuff about the casting, but you'll see. We do have a diverse cast, I'm proud to say. But it wasn't my decision, I didn't cast it. In fact, I even invited some friends to audition. I was like, hey, like you should come and audition. But I don't have any power over the casting, and like none of my friends got in. I felt kind of bad. So I was like, oh, you should audition, you'd be great. And then like, yeah. None of them got it. I felt so guilty. Will you be directing yourself, says JR. No. We've got an incredible director. I don't think I can say who the director is yet. Unless I'm gonna check the play website. Let me just check, because if it says the director's name on the website, then it's fine and I can say it. Otherwise, I probably shouldn't mention just yet because it hasn't been announced. Here we go, cast and creative team. Oh yeah, the director is Tash Rickman and our dramaturg is Donna O'Brien. I'm super fucking excited about. And also just like really excited about working with Tash as well. Like Tash is so good. So yeah. Do any of your friends blame you for not getting in? No. Because they knew from the start that like I have no control over the casting. And I was actually in LA for most of the casting process for the auditions. I wasn't even there. I was there on day one when we were auditioning for one of the roles. But yeah. Do you do anything to improve your acting skills as a professional? I mean, I went to drama school and I act. I had an audition this afternoon. For a cop show. It was so much fun. I can't tell you who it was or what it was, obviously, but like, I had to like, yeah, it was really, really good. I had a lot of fun with it. I was being interrogated. It's good. I love auditions. They're so much fun. Alice Quinrose, who's a good friend, came round and helped me do it. So that was nice. Do you ever think you'll build up to directing your writing? Maybe. I think the kind of Kenneth Branagh direct, write, and star in it is probably quite tough. But yeah. How did it start, says Hootie Snooty. I started writing notes towards the play a few years ago. The full story will emerge in time of how I made it. But yeah. I started writing notes towards it years ago and put it away and came back and Propaganda, WTF, shame on you. Hey, I take the gigs I've got to take. I don't have a choice about the auditions that I get invited to. When I'm not doing the writing, it's not like YouTube where I'm kind of responsible for what goes into it. In fact, we've done this dance before. Remember the Buck Angel thing? If I don't write it, I'm not accepting the responsibility for it. If I'm acting, I'm acting, and I'm acting as a professional. When I'm doing the writing, yeah, okay, that I accept. But when I'm not in control, you gotta understand the difference between there's a difference between like YouTube and acting. Actors gotta act. I'm pouring myself some water. I'm thirsty. I don't want to have too much more wine. YouTube says now would be a good time to insert ads. No. I don't want to put any ads on this now. Did you study philosophy in school? I have a master's degree. Yeah. We do not talk about the incident, says the chat. Good. We do not talk about the incident. We do not talk about the incident. We do not talk about the forbidden stream. Was anyone here for the forbidden stream? That was a long time ago. We don't talk about that. Let's do some fan art. This one comes from Fox in Trash. I really like this one. The shading that you've got, like the attention to detail there is really, really nice. I like the kind of angel and the devil thing. That's really, really cool. Oh, Ewan Campbell was there for the forbidden stream. You no idea why it was forbidden. It was forbidden because I took my shirt off. Like, that's why it was forbidden. And also because there were things involving the other person who was on the forbidden stream. Things that were disclosed that should not have been disclosed. It's all ancient history now. This one came from Fox in Trash. It was really nice. Thank you very much. This one from E. Asteri. So good. I love the little detail you've got of the I don't know if you can see the pentagram on the book there. That was really, really cool. Why demon as opposed to vampire for the lawyer, says Diana America Rivera? Because I was interested in the aesthetic of like Mephistophelian contract. You know, in Dr. Faustus, when Faustus has to sign a contract in blood and it like has catches in it. That was the thing that I was going for. Yeah, that was good. Heavy showed Bob, says Archer with a Drake. No. The forbidden stream was years and years and years ago. Ancient history now. There are two forbidden streams. One is like the real forbidden stream, and the other one is just a stream that I got drunk on and was just a bit messy, so I got rid of it. But yeah, no, the original forbidden stream is forbidden. Do not talk about this. Emerald Zane 4516 made this one, and this is so good. Like, it's just fantastic. Just look at that. Look at the flower details on Eve's hair there. It's so good. I really like the way you've like I just wish I could draw like this, like to get the different angle on the face there. You've just that's so good. Yeah, really, really nice. Yeah, fantastic work. Midnight 2718 made this one. It's really cool. I like that I don't think you saw Trixie's shoes, but I like the shoes that you've invented for her. That's really nice. Yeah, a lovely job. You've inserted the horns as well. Yeah, that's really, really cool. So it was Nikki, the stylist's idea to use victory rolls as like suggesting horns. Those are just like made of hair. But that was her little insight. Part of the reason I love working with Nikki as a makeup artist is that she, when I give her the brief, she'll sometimes come up with like extras, but then also when we sit down in the chair on the day, she'll be like, what do you think about this, babe? And I'll be like, oh my god, that's so good. Like, so yeah, she really puts the artist in makeup artist. She's fantastic. She really like gets into the characters and like helps me helps me bring them out. Yeah, she's fantastic. This one from Nocturne 72, I really liked this. Just because of the pose and the expression, it kind of reminds me of that Jordan Peterson video where he's like, "Up yours, woke moralists! We'll see who cancels who." So yeah, that's really fun. I liked it. But I love the kind of smudginess you've got on the background there. I wish I knew like what you'd use to... It looks like paint, but I'm guessing it was done digitally. I know nothing about this kind of thing, and it's fantastic. Yeah, it's brilliant. I can be your angle or your devil. Yes, quite right. I knew someone would make the joke. And then this last one from Waluigi Fuck. Video games and hummus. Thank you. Brilliant. Oh, I love the fire in that one. I just noticed that. Fantastic work. It's kind of cool. Yeah, it's really fun, that one. Well done. Well done. Yolk Cheeks was there in the Forbidden Stream. No, you weren't. No, you weren't. It is forbidden. I'm like Jor-El. It is forbidden. Okie dokie. Oh, Up Yours, Woke Moralists would be a great drop. I wish people could play drops on YouTube. If I could pay somebody to like set up a Twitch for me, like if I could pay a stream assistant who could come around and just do that, that would be good. If I had a stream team, that'd be a good thing. Oh well, maybe someday in the future. Social media team first. So I think probably we'll hang out for another 10-15 minutes. Because you know, we'll just vibe. We'll just have a fun time with it, you know. Is anyone going to Trans Pride in London tomorrow? I'm going. Should be good. Got my outfit ready? Did you intentionally bring your voice down for Trixie? Yes, I did. Thank you for noticing. It wasn't bringing it down in pitch so much as I let it... This is not proper like vocal language, so any vocal coaches will kick my ass. But I let it like rest on my vocal cords a little bit more, so you kind of hear a little bit more of the vibrations there. It's kind of sitting a bit further down. That's Trixie. And I didn't think about doing that until I was in the outfit in the chair, and I was like, go on, I'll kind of do it. I'll just let it sit back a little bit more. If there are any vocal coaches in the chat, then they might be able to explain exactly what the science behind that is. But yeah. Trixie's voice was super sexy, says Hey Non-Anonymous. Yeah, there you go. There you go. No, I didn't so much use the chest voice. Chest would have been down here, which I won't demonstrate now. I just let it just sit back a little bit. That was the idea. I think you really see it. A closed quotient, says the voice coach in the chat. So there you go. Thank you very much. There you are, for all you voice training fans. The vocal cords are under more pressure, says our resident vocal coach. So there you go. Can we skip the leadership election and have you as Prime Minister instead? Yes! Yes, we can. I accept. Do you like my nails, by the way? Got them done for summertime. It's fun. Hey, went out for femme mode for the first time last week for Pride in Poland. Wow. Congratulations. Poland, I hear, not an easy place to be LGBT. Congratulations. Well done. That's awesome. I'm gonna put the fun music back on. What was it called again? House of Wonder. There you go. That's fun. Trans Prime Minister of Turf Island, yeah. Thank you very much to Lachlan Good for that super chat. Is my trans pride outfit serving, Hunty? Yeah, I mean, I like to wear white to Pride, so I got myself a nice white dress. So that'll be nice. I'm not speaking this year. I was invited, but I thought I mean, mainly because I've been doing this voiceover job all week and my voice is tired, and I just wanted to, like, I didn't want to push it. But also because, like, I spoke last year and I want people to get too sick of me, and I thought, well, I'll let someone else speak this year, and I didn't think I had all that much new to add to what I did last year, so I thought I'd take a year off. Just chill. So yeah. You'll see me. If you see me at Trans Pride, you'll recognize me because I'm very tall and I'll be wearing a white dress. I haven't decided yet whether I'll wear my sun hat. It's probably going to be a very sunny day, so I probably should. But I don't want to because I have another headpiece that I'd rather wear. I've got to choose between fashion and skincare. It's impossible to choose. I love them both. Once again, I'm giving myself the award for best makeup on the stream. Because I finally learned how to do hot girl eyebrows and overdrawing on my lips, and I'm so proud. I ordered some, I'm getting so into makeup. It's a ruinous habit. I ordered some eyebrow pomade today. Some like colored eyebrow pomade. Because I watched an influencer who was like, here's how you do your perfect brows. And I was like, oh God, I don't have eyebrow pomade. I'm such a dumb bitch. Like, God, I feel like shit. I haven't pomaded my eyebrows. I've never pomaded my eyebrows. God, I'm such an idiot. Because that's how they get you, isn't it? It is fine if you don't have eyebrow pomade. It's fine. But yeah, I finally learned how to do proper hot girl eyebrows. I saw Katy Perry's look for the cover of People, and I was like, oh my God, that's so good. Stealing that, doing that for the stream. So I'll tell you who's really good at makeup. Paris Lees. I had dinner with Paris Lees the other night. Not to boom, name drop. I had me and Paris had dinner at Paris's house. Turns out Paris Lee's amazing chef. Such a good cook. And I'm like, God damn it. She's also, she's a novelist and a screenwriter, presenter, writer, and like OG trans TV presenter. Not TV presenter, like TV personality in the UK. So, and like her novel, What It Feels Like for a Girl, is like one of the best novels I've ever read. It's unbelievable. It was her first novel and it's like, boom, incredible. So I had to interview her about it once. You can find that interview on YouTube. And we became friends after that, which I was like, oh my God. Because her novel's so good. And we became friends. And anyway, we've had dinner a few times. And like, I went over to her house for dinner and she cooked us this like fucking amazing dinner. Because it turns out she's also really, really good at cooking. And I was like, God damn, I'm so jealous of this bitch. Because she's a really good writer. She's a really good chef. And also she's fucking gorgeous. And I was like, fuck me, Paris. You've just got everything, haven't you? But yeah. That was fun. We had a nice time. She made a nice parfait. So there you go. Her novel is called What It Feels Like for a Girl. Valentine Wiggins says, watching your content and seeing you succeed when times were tough helped me get up the courage to go to therapy and get on the good drugs. Thanks for your work and sharing what you do with the world. Thank you. That means a lot. That means a lot. At the same time, like, you did that. I can't take the credit for that. But yeah, I'm really glad. I'm really happy for you. Those were the moments that really were really touching about VidCon. Was when fans came up and were like, hey, your stuff really helped me. I had one person who came up and said, they were queer and they live in the Middle East, and they were like, yeah, I'm visiting the US and I just wanted to say that like I don't live in a country where it's easy to be queer, and they said, your stuff saved my life, and I was like, it was important. So thank you, Valentine. Hey Noni Noni says, you can learn to cook. I know how to cook, thank you. I'm quite a good cook, as Paris will tell you. But I was just kind of blown away. Like, she made this parfait which had like pistachio nuts crumbled on it, and like her flat was so like clean and beautiful, and I was just like, God, my flat's a shithole with like scripts piled up and like, you know, books falling over out of the shelves and like a big crystal ball that was an old prop in a video, and like, you know, games consoles like everywhere, and like I haven't cleaned it in a while because I'm so busy, and like, yeah, I was just like, God, I feel like a shit. So that was fun. Yes, it was Paris's dessert that I posted on Twitter. Could you set Trixie Mephistopheles as the channel profile picture? No, I don't think so. I like the white background of the transhumanism one and the quite like striking look with the shoulders. Yeah. What can you tell us about the next video? Says Fruit X1. It's gonna be about art. Yeah. It's gonna be about art. That's probably all I'm gonna tell you right now. I've done most of the research. Any new merch plans? Oh yeah, I need to get on that. I need to get on that. I keep meaning to message my agent about merch. Thank you for reminding me. I'm gonna forget again, but thank you for reminding me. Is there a place where I can read a basic synopsis of The Prince? No spoilers. You have to come and see it. It's about a bunch of characters in a Shakespeare play who start to realise they're stuck in a play, and that's all I'm going to tell you. For the rest, you'll have to buy a ticket and come and see it, babe. I'm going to spoil the play for you. Honestly. I'm not spoiling my own play, otherwise people won't come see it. Leave Me Alone, I'm Gay is good merch. That's good. I also thought about getting somebody asked if they could get Trans Prince or Trans Princess of Turf Island on a shirt. Which I'm like, ugh. I said that phrase as like a joke, like kind of an ironic joke, and it's kind of followed me around. And there are people who apply it unironically, and I'm like, I don't know, maybe if people would really like that, that would be good. But yeah, maybe Leave Me Alone, I'm Gay would be good. But not enough people watch the streams to know that's a thing. It would be fun maybe to get a new hedonism shirt with Trixie Mephistopheles on it. That might be good. I don't know what, if I were to make more merch, what would you want it to be? Shirts, pins, like what jokes, what things would you want to be on a shirt? Let's do a little focus group right now. Let's do a Keir Starmer. Let's do a focus group. Tell me your opinion. Okay. So Pika Graceland says, I'd love a shirt that says Trans Prince of Turf Island or Trans Princess. Okay. I'm gonna write these down, and then I won't forget. I'm gonna write them down on my phone right now in a folder that I will never look at again, but I will write them down. Philosophy Tube, that's me. Merch ideas. IDES. Go. Here's an idea. Shirts. Trans Prince/Princess of Turf Island, like maybe with a little crown and a sparkle. You will have noticed if you follow me on Twitter that I like to use the sparkle and the crown as a little little branding thing. There we go. Okay, so Trans Princess of Turf Island on a shirt. Okay. The dictionary joke. That could be fun. What would I put on? What would I put on it though? The Oxford English Dictionary defines t-shirt as, and then something. Okay, a dictionary joke. Defines t-shirt as you're reading it, dumbass, like or something like that. Or even like the Oxford English Dictionary defines. No, it's kind of a bit wordy. Maybe. Trans royalty of Turf Island could be a good gender neutral one for our non-binary comrades. Thank you. I was searching for the non-gendered version of that. Yeah, how could I put the dictionary joke on a t-shirt though? That would be fun. Okay, maybe, alright. The Oxford Online Dictionary defines X as your subscription to the Oxford Online Dictionary has expired. I love the dictionary joke. It's my favourite one. Yeah. I love the dictionary joke, man. It's my fave. Okay. So those seem to be the two. Is the dictionary joke and trans princess. Posters are quite costly. So I don't know if we could do that, but I will consider it. Shirts and pins tend to be what my agent likes to go for. The hedonism shirt again with Trixie Mephistopheles. Okay, that might be fun. Hedonism redux with Trixie, that might be nice. That might be cool. Because then all the people who bought the original and then they transitioned can get the remix. That's fun. I have a bunch of them. I have a bunch of old like YouTuber t-shirts downstairs. So I have a bunch of my old t-shirts. I have an H Bomber Guy t-shirt that says like how do I beat Beaver Bother that I got, but like I spilled something, I like ironed it wrong and it's all like melted and fucked, so you can't wear it in public. And I do also have an original first printing mouthfeel t-shirt. Real heads know. The don't play with matches pin. Okay, so we'll get that. Like we'll get like a rerun of those. Matches, pins, redo, pins, rerun. Anything else? Anything else? Oh, in Adelaide, the quality of discourse has declined. Just the quality of discourse has declined in like the Sunday Times font, would be quite funny. That might be fun. The quality of discourse has declined. That would be quite cool. Okay, anything else? Anything else? What else? What else might be good as merch? Keep chucking the ideas out. This is fun. Oh, an advertisement for one of Kelly's businesses, like just the name of her company. That might be quite fun, actually. Yeah, so Pontius Pilate's original was called Empire, and I did at one point want to sell like Empire t-shirts, but maybe one advertising Trixie's company would be cool. What were they called? They were called Fierce and Express. So like Express and then like slogan, put on a happy face. Yeah, so advertising Trixie's company. I had an idea recently for a video. I had an idea today for a future video potentially that would be a big Trix. That would be a big Kelly one. So let's save that one. There you go. The OED defines Philosophy Tube as your subscription to the OED has expired. Please click here to review. That might be fun, yeah. That would be good. Oh, an owl pin. That's a cute idea. That's a cute idea. An owl pin. That might be cute. Yeah, like an owl, and then it just says Philosophy Tube underneath. That might be fun. Good thinking. Okay. Anti-Fire Woke Brigade. Nice. And then like a flame. Yeah. Oh yeah, would you want so if we did a rerun of the pins with so there's currently a pin design with 2 matches on. Would you want Don't Play with Matches, or would you want Anti-Fire Woke Brigade? That could be quite fun. Yeah. Yeah, Anti-Firework Brigade pin would be good. I'd get one of them. Anti-Firework Brigade pins. Okay. Yeah, that might be like the redo of the old arsonist ones. Beelzebub and chance. Okay. Okay, people want anti-firework brigade. Okay. All right. Well, thank you very much. I will submit these ideas to my agent, and we'll see what can be done. Yeah, anti-firework brigade. I love it. Yeah, or both. Poco no los dos. Okie dokie. I think it is probably time to wrap up the stream. Thank you so much for tuning in. This was really fun. Oh, I was kind of dreading it because I was like, oh, I've had a long old day. I'm tired. But I've had a nice time. Thank you. Thank you for turning out. Thank you so much to everyone who super chatted me. Wow. I hope that you all have a lovely evening. Thank you for your merch ideas. I'll put those away. And yeah, I will see some of you tomorrow at Trans Pride, I hope. And I will see some of you at the Prince. We'll see each other before the Prince.